My name is Alizea, and I'm your favorite black transsexual. Get up into the big purr, whatever. I'm back. How y'all doing, girl? You already know what this favorite black transsexual is having to do, girl. We are back with some content, girl, and today's video is going to be a little bit ghetto, a little bit real. It's another rant video because what I've seen in the media is absolutely blowing my mind. But before we get into today's video, girl, because I know you guys saying this, how I don't know y'all might be like, girl, what are we finna get into today, girl? I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe because you would never find another black transsexual like me. Hello, hello, hello. I'm beautiful, you're beautiful. Get up into the big prayer, whatever. Go ahead and lock in on myself. So I don't know what's going on in the media. I don't understand why a lot of people act like being trans is something new, but I guess this generation just doesn't understand that trans people and trans women are human beings, and we're human beings with feelings. Every time I've gotten on social media and I've, started scrolling through Instagram Reels, every time it's breaking news. Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump is signing an executive order. Oh my God, like the first few days of him getting in office, like the first day, he's sitting over here talking about there's only two genders. Are you gonna excuse, intersex people? I don't understand this. I don't understand why a lot of people act like trans people aren't human beings. And I've always said this. I always said that a lot of people need to understand that what you put on the media, I'm talking about trans people, these trans people that are putting this ignorant content on the media and they're trying to put this stuff on social media to try to get views and followers and fame, you guys gotta understand that what you post on the internet always lasts and you don't know who's viewing it. Literally, he could have viewed it himself. And, we don't have no real representation. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. We're not, objects. We're not people that are stupid. We're not people that are dumb. I am a very strong, independent, smart trans woman. I know exactly what I want and I'm going to get what I want because I'm Alizea. What hurts me the most is that a lot of people act like this isn't going to affect the trans youth. You guys got to understand that you might be comfortable right now, but you got to understand that this might not affect you, but it's affecting somebody else and it's affecting other people's lives. It's sad that other countries are like, oh, that's going on in America. Oh my God, that's so ghetto. But it's like, girl, what is going on here? I was scrolling through social media and this was during like Black History Month, right? You know how Trump was signing all these freaking bills or whatever, about like the DIE or DEI. I don't know what it's called, girl, because I'm a very uneducated black trans woman when it comes to this ghetto history stuff. But going down my black culture and going down, back to my roots or whatever, right? I seen this video of Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott or whatever, right? She was basically explaining that Martin Luther King Jr., he sat over here and he was advocating for LGBTQ rights because it affects all. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll talk about this video.
For many years now, I have been an outspoken supporter of civil and human rights for gay and lesbian people. I've always felt that homophobic attitudes and policies were unjust and unworthy of a free society and must be opposed by all Americans who believe in democracy. I still hear people say that I should not be talking about the rights of lesbian and gay people, and I should stick to the issue of racial justice. But I hasten to remind them that Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere."
If people back in the day could understand that we are human beings and that we are human beings with feelings, and they were advocating for us and advocating for our rights, I don't understand why y'all can't do that. I understand that you don't understand some trans people. I don't know who's watching this, but I understand that there's people who don't understand trans people and don't understand that, hey, this is our life, this is our journey. A lot of people think that, hey, these people are just, have mental disorders, they have mental disabilities and all that other stuff. But I'm a human being and I know exactly what I want. I understand that I was born born a biological male. I understand that I'm a trans woman. I understand that I will never be a biological woman. In my eyes, I never want to be a biological woman. I want to be a black trans woman because this is what makes me me. And I accept everything that comes with me because this is what makes me me. And what hurts me the most is that a lot of people will erase that being trans. A lot of people want to erase, being a part of the trans community because they're like, oh, I passed. Oh, this doesn't affect me. And there's so many, issues with the passport stuff. Like, I didn't understand like the whole passport issue and the whole passport, situation that was going on. But if you guys didn't know that, they're sitting over here trying to sit over here and, have on your gender marker on your passport M, what you were assigned at as birth. And that's all it would ever be. Like, a lot of people got to go and renew their passports. And now their passports are saying that, hey, this is what it is. This is all it's going to be. And boom, shakalaka. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I talk about like, people reacting to it.
In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under this new administration, I just got my new passport in the mail and they changed the gender to male because of Donald Trump. In case y'all want proof, there's my picture, very cunty. And yeah, there's that big ugly M, yay! Now, mind you, all of my other documents are updated to female, and I've been fully surgically updated to female, but this is what they had to say. The sex was corrected on your passport application. The changes were made for one of the following reasons: to match our record. I had a passport when I was a kid that I used once, so basically it doesn't matter that all of my other documents say female and that I've had my sex change surgery. If you've had a passport in the past that displays the opposite sex, then they will not honor your gender change. Now, obviously, I will be seeking legal action. My email is in my bio for any experts out there, or you can just DM me on IG. Because look, I am an adult and I have undergone my full medical transition. There is nothing about me anymore that represents male on the exterior whatsoever. The only thing that them denying to put female on my passport does is put me in danger while traveling. That's all it does. I'm in danger now. They are only doing this to scare people like me because they don't want us in public life. They want us to hide in fear and be scared of them. But trust me, I'm not going anywhere. Trans people have been here and we're staying here, and I will fight this. I'm not scared. I'm not gonna cry. I could still leave the country if I need to, but this saying male is crazy. Look at me, bitch. This is a direct violation of my rights as an American citizen under the Equal Rights Amendment. It's just a violation of my rights in general. I submitted a passport application that was intended to update my gender marker to female. That exact application is still available on the website to update your gender. Y'all will honor it. Trust. This is only the beginning, babe. Y'all done pissed off the wrong transformer.
I need somebody who is a Trump supporter to explain this to me right now. I just saw a girl on my For You page, an American citizen, full documentation, who was just denied a passport, who went to go get her passport renewed. She brings all of her documents, and the people who were issuing the passports were like, oh, no, actually, we can't issue a passport marked female because you were born a male. She was trans, right? And so she was like, okay, that's fine. Like, just give me the passport marked male. I just need a passport. And they went back with their manager, and they came back to her, and they were like, oh, yes, we're actually not allowed to issue you that either. And she was like, I need a passport. Like, can you just issue me a passport? You can mark it male, you can mark it whatever the fuck you want, but can you give me my documents, please? And they said, no. No? So she said, okay, am I on like a travel ban or something? Is there like, is there a reason? Is it because I'm trans, I'm not able to travel? Is there another reason I'm not able to travel? Like, what is the reason for you denying me a passport right now? And they said, I don't know, we're just hearing about it. Like, we can't issue either one. Either male nor female passport. No passport for you, American citizen who pays taxes and abides by the law. And you know what that means, right? That means she can't leave the country. As people so infamously like to say, like, oh, if you don't like it, leave. Because she's literally like, I'm trying to leave, but you won't let me leave the country because you won't give me my documents to leave the country, even though I've abided by every law, I've paid every tax. You can mark it male, female, whatever. I really don't give a fuck. Like, how is this happening? Can somebody rationalize that to me? Like, what the line of thinking is on this one? Because I thought the thing was you wanted trans people to identify with their gender at birth. And there she was saying, that's fine, you can mark me male. And they said, still no. Like, does that not scare anybody? That there are people who the government is just deciding cannot leave the country for no reason? Like, literally for no reason?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I truly don't understand this whole divide of people sitting over here feeling comfortable in their skin. A lot of trans women, a lot of trans men, and a lot of trans people of just all identities have fought so hard to sit over here and finally get their gender changed. That's a part of their womanhood. That's a part of their manhood. That's a part of their journey as a trans person. They've had to fight. They had to sit over here and go through years of counseling, years of therapy. They had to go through years of battles of hormones trying to advocate for themselves, and they finally feel complete. They finally gotten done with their medical transition. They finally felt like who they were meant to be, and all of a sudden, hey Bookie, we're gonna take away this, and you're gonna be assigned male or you're gonna be assigned female at birth on all documents. It's stupid. And this is the reason why I've been so hesitant on transitioning medically, because it's like, if I were to put in all this effort and all of it was just to get taken away from me in a snap of a finger, it would break me down, because I understand who I am. I don't need that type of validation. Not saying that, don't think that I'm being controversial when I say this, but for me, I don't need that type of validation for people to, recognize me as a woman, because I'm Alizea. I don't need you to like me. I don't need you to sit over here and respect me. I respect myself enough to walk outside authentically me, and I respect myself enough to sit over here and understand that, hey, you are transgender. Hey, you are this. Hey, you are that. Accept who you are. I accept everything about me, but it's hard. It's very hard. I don't understand why we have to sit over here and constantly have this divide, and we have to always have this discussion over trans women. And I don't understand why a lot of people excuse and say trans women aren't women. I understand that you might not understand a trans woman, but I always say this: trans women are trans women. Trans women are a form of woman. And you guys gotta understand that. I understand that we might not understand the womanhood that you go through, but we are experiencing a different womanhood. We are experiencing womanhood. We're experiencing our womanhood. And I made a whole video about this, but I'm a trans woman. I'm experiencing a whole different form of womanhood. And I say this a lot. You can't get on the internet saying this outlandish stuff, saying that you are a biological woman, saying that you're this and that you're that, because people are always going to see you as less than. You have to embrace everything that you got going on with yourself. And I advocate for all of you people to sit over here and love yourselves in times like this. And I've been saying this since I started YouTube, to love yourself, because times are going to get hard and things are going to get rough as a trans person. They are trying to erase us, but I always say this: you're not erasing nothing. I'm always going to be here. Nobody is going to take me off of this planet, because I fought so hard to be who I am. I'm black and I'm trans and I'm beautiful, and I'm not going nowhere. You're not going to sit over here and shut me down. You're not going to sit over here and erase who I am. You're not going to erase my identity, because I fought so hard and I had to go through so much pain, and I had to go through so much, and I had to put up with so much BS, and put up with so many people criticizing me, and put up with so much people sitting over here telling me who I am and what I'm not. I know who I am, and I'm not going nowhere. And my sisters and my brothers are not going anywhere. We fought so hard to be who we are. And I'm not going to get emotional here, because that's very ghetto. I'm not going to cry like I'm Selena Gomez, girl. No, that's ghetto. But I'm not going to sit over here and let nobody tell me who I am. I'm Alizea. And straight people, or like people who aren't a part of the trans community, even gay people, act like this isn't even going to affect them. A lot of people are acting like, hey, what's going on in the media, and what's going on with all these laws and these bills that are going by, this is not affecting me. A lot of people act like, they're not coming for them. How do I say this? They are coming for you, okay? Alizea, think while you're speaking. They are coming for you, and they are not sitting over here going to stop. This man is going to be in office for 4 years, so we're going to have to deal with 4 years of this BS. I say this a lot. It might not affect you, but transphobia affects all. It affects black women especially. When you go out in this world and you don't look the European beauty standard, and you don't pass, or you don't fit this society's beauty standard, they're going to be like, hey, are you trans? Hey, are you this? Hey, you are that? And a lot of people act like this doesn't affect them. A lot of black women like, oh, I'm getting compared to T.S. Madison. Oh, that's so transphobic. That is this, that is that. Oh, I'm feeling so degraded. I said this a lot. If I was getting compared to a woman, I'd be like, hey. But I understand for a lot of women, they might feel like, hey, me getting compared to a trans woman, oh no, that's an insult. I would say this a lot. I feel like that's not an insult, because a lot of trans women and a lot of people are very beautiful. Don't sit over and act like we're not beautiful. Honey, we are beautiful. We are 10 toes down. Do you not see me, girl? I'm the blackest, most beautiful, most ghettoest trans woman that you're ever gonna meet. I'm Alizea.
First, they will come for the immigrants, the ones who only seek a better life, and you will say nothing, for you already have a better life. Then they'll come for the transgenders, the gays, the non-binaries, the ones who only seek acceptance, and you will say nothing, for you have already been accepted. Then they'll come for the liberals, the rebels, the dissenters, the ones who only seek justice, and you will say nothing, for you do not seek justice, only revenge. Then they'll come for you, the one who wanted it all for themselves, and the billionaire you voted for will say nothing, for you have already given him everything he needed, and now he needs no more.
And in my future, I want to have kids. I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to create a legacy for myself because I don't know when I'm gonna die. And I say this a lot. It hurts my heart and it breaks my heart down that I would never be able to legally get married to somebody because the reversing, same-sex marriage and the reversing, gay marriage and all that other stuff because it's seen as less than and it's seen as crazy when I don't understand why y'all are sitting over here putting all these people in boxes. You see one gay couple sit over here and act a fool and you think that's how the whole community acts. You need to stop thinking like that. And a lot of people, when he said make America great again, he's not saying make America great again. He's saying make America again. Like, girl, he's trying to take us back in time. He's trying to take us back in the 80s, back in the 70s, back in the 60s, back in the 1900s, girl. We're not going back. I'm not going back in time because I fought so hard to get to where I need to be. And this whole bathroom debate of trans women being in the women's restroom, I don't understand it because it's trans women like me where I just go there and I just try to literally use the bathroom because I feel comfortable in the bathroom and I feel comfortable truly being myself, and I don't go under there, peeking under stalls. I don't go in there trying to, sit over here, harass women and sit over here and, creep and sit over here and be nasty and stuff. I go there because I'm trying to literally use the bathroom. And when people address it and be like, why do you feel this type of way? Or, well then, if you're saying that type of stuff, well, how do you feel about trans men going into the women's restroom? And then a lot of people will be like, oh, for me, well, they are women, but you see a trans man who cis passes and they look like, the actual trade or whatever, and they actually pass and they look like a full-blown man, and you're like, you're a woman? It's so ignorant to me.
I'm not trans, but every time I hear an argument of a Republican saying they don't want trans women in the women's bathroom, I always ask them, so you're cool with trans men then using the women's bathroom? And if they say yes, they're lying. But most of them go, no. But you just said it was about what you're assigned at birth. You just said that. So why can't a trans man use the women's bathroom, right? According to you. Is it because they're a man? I'm confused because that's literally the argument for trans women using the restroom, that they're not men. But you don't want trans men in the women's bathroom because they're not women. So maybe the issue at the end of the day has nothing to do with trans people, but has to do with just men in general. Like, why are you so afraid of men? Maybe we should address that problem first before we talk about anything else. Oh wait, I want to add this last thing. You have used the bathroom with a trans person your whole life. Guaranteed your whole life you have used the bathroom next to, in a stall, or washed hands next to a trans person. Your entire life. You'll do it today, and you'll do it tomorrow. The only difference is that you didn't know. But you have done it, and will continue to do it your entire life.
Oh, they just want to transition so they can go in women's bathrooms. Okay, dipshit, let me get this straight. You think trans folks go through years of therapy, years of hormone replacement, and then maybe get a surgery when they're 18. And you think the point of that is all so they can use the right bathroom? Holy fuck, you're stupid. A couple weeks ago, my girlfriend, my buddies, and I went out to the bars. I was a little liquored up, accidentally walked into a women's bathroom because the sign was covered up. There was nobody else in there. I noticed there were no urinals. I said, oh, this is the wrong bathroom, and I walked the out. And guess what happened? Absolutely nothing. So unless you're going to hire somebody that stands at the door 24/7 and makes people pull their pants down to check their anatomy, you better shut the up because you look like an idiot. Newsflash, if somebody wants to walk into a bathroom and do something gross, they're going to do it regardless of whether or not you have a law that says you have to use the bathroom we determined for you. If you gave a about women, you wouldn't have voted a abuser into the highest office in the US. And if you really gave about women, you'd be looking at who the single biggest demographic of people who assault women are. White, straight men. But no, you won't do that. You'd rather look at this culture war and demonize the most marginalized groups because you're a coward.
It all really breaks my heart because I'm only 19 years old and I don't know where I'm going to be 5 to 10 years from now. I hope to God I'm still alive, and I hope to God that I can still advocate for people to love themselves and advocate people to help people out, because I know how it feels to be lonely. This is the darkest time that we're in America. This is the darkest time for trans people. I say this a lot. Sometimes you got to log out for the internet because, girl, it's very ghetto, and I advocate for a lot of people who are still in high school, and I advocate for a lot of people who are still in their toxic households with their parents, and their parents who truly don't understand them and truly will never be able to accept them. I understand that it's hard for you to live your life, but I say this a lot. You're going to have very tough skin because I'm not going nowhere and you're not going nowhere. As trans people, you're not supposed to back down. You're already in your trans journey. You already been advocating for yourself to sit over here and get that respect and get that, self-assurance, and to sit over here and already fight your fight and walk through your battle. I say this a lot. A lot of people are trying to sit over here, reverse this and reverse this whole trans journey. Like, I say this a lot to my trans youth. Like, I say you should sit over here and really be a child and really sit over here and learn yourself, because you're not going to be the same person 5 to 10 years from now. And it's the hardest pill that you're going to have to swallow, but you're not. I'm not even the same person that I was, back like in high school or whatever. I'm a whole different individual. And I say this a lot. You don't need to sit over here and medically transition and feel trans, because a lot of people rub it in your face and say, hey, you need to do this, hey, you need to do that in order to be trans. You don't need to do that, because those same people that are saying that stuff, they wear your same shoes. Don't beat yourself up that you don't have hormones. Don't beat yourself up that you're not cis passing. Don't beat yourself up that you're not sitting over here looking like Nikita Dragon, looking like Dylan Mulvaney, and looking like those other trans people. You're on your own journey. You're walking your own path. I don't know if this man is ever going to see this, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm an individual, and I'm an individual with a heart. I'm not here to sit over here and touch and sit over here and creep under stalls and harass women. I'm a human being, and I'm trying to do this for me, and I'm trying to do this for the youth, and I'm trying to do this for my peers, because it's hard. It's very hard to sit over here and love yourself, and I've been fighting for myself for the longest. You think I want to be trans? This is the hardest thing that I've had to do in my life. This is the hardest decision that I've ever had to do. I got to do this without my mother. I got to do this without my family. I got to do this without people sitting over here loving me, because I had to be my own best friend now. And it's hard. You think it's not hard? You think I want to be trans? No. If I really want to be a cis man, I wish I could, but that's just not who I am. A lot of people tell me I need to go date a woman, I need to marry a woman. That's not who I am. This is who I am. I'm transgender, and this is what makes me feel so comfortable in life. This is what makes me feel like me. And it's hard. It's truly hard, because a lot of people will always throw it in my face that, hey, you are a man, hey, you are this, hey, you are that. I know who I was born as. I know that I will never be seen as greater than in society. I always know that I will be seen as less than. I always know that I will be seen as a symbol of a mental disorder. I'm not that. I'm not a stigma, even though I'm very ghetto. Aside from my ghetto-ness and aside from my controversialness, I'm a human being, and I make human being mistakes. We all do. You got to understand that this is our life, and we're not going nowhere. You think that I want to sit over here and constantly wake up, having to look over my shoulder, having to sit over here and make sure that nobody's going to sit over here and take me off of this planet. There's times where trans women and trans men are getting taken off of this planet, and we have stories like these where people are getting taken off of this planet.
Carlos Scotland, a confessed killer, walks into court for his sentencing. The 19-year-old pleaded guilty in November to killing 36-year-old Asia Davis, a transgender woman of color, in her room at the Woodward Inn in Highland Park on June 1st of 2023.
Her beautiful, infectious smile and bubbly personality was taken away from us on the first day of Pride.
Julissa Abad, trans advocate and friend of Asia Davis, says just as Pride Month was getting underway, a celebration of the LGBTQ community, Asia Davis was shot in the head. Video showed a man at the hotel running from her room.
Only 2 people were in that room that night, and we'll ever know the true events of what happened. What we will know is that Asia Davis was shot execution style in the back of the head and left for dead.
Abad remembers racing to the scene when she found out a transgender woman had been killed, only to find out it was her friend.
The last memory that I have is seeing my friend on the floor outside of the hotel corner room with blood streaming all over the floor.
Months of investigation led to the arrest of Carlos Scotland, who was just 17 at the time of the crime. Abad says the stigma surrounding the transgender community leads to homelessness, unemployment, and too many people are forced to turn to work to make money.
The sad reality is, particularly in the Black and brown community, men that are enamored with trans women cannot be themselves and have to resort to loving us in private and killing us in public than have anybody know their association with us.
Abad says Asia Davis had hopes and dreams. She was studying to be a nurse, but Carlos Scotland took that all away, pleading guilty to second-degree murder, sentenced to 17 to 30 years behind bars.
He's being held accountable for the crimes that he did, so for that I am grateful. I want my community to continue to be vigilant and come forward and report these crimes so that we can continue to get justice.
In Detroit, Amy Lang, Fox 2 News.
It is ridiculous, and every time it gets posted in the media, and every time something always happens like that, it's always turned so negative. It's always like in the comment section, oh, this person was tricking. Maybe they weren't even tricking. Maybe they just didn't want their secret to get out. The trade, I'm talking about the trade. It's sad, and this is why I tell y'all need to stop messing with them DLs. Like, I just started messing with DLs recently, and I be telling the guys, like, I just had this story time. I'm gonna tell y'all this story time sooner or later, but like, This man was so paranoid. He was like, I don't want you to sit over here and, tell anybody. I don't even know if you're real. And he constantly blew up my phone. And when we finally linked and we were finally chilling with each other, he was like, you're not going to tell my secret, are you? You think I want to be taken off this planet? You think I want you to sit over here and, like, no. I know who I am. And I know if you were to take me off this planet, they're not going to advocate for me. They're not going to sit over and root and say, justice for Alizé. No, they're going to be like, okay, that's just another trans woman who's dead. Bye, sugar, bye. I'm not going to be that. That's why I don't mess with the trade. That's why I like bisexual men. I'm not going nowhere. And I tell y'all to stop sitting over here idolizing the trade and stop idolizing these DL boys, because they have a fragile masculinity mind and they don't want to sit over here and have anything gay, assorted with their name. And it's sad. It's so sad that we live in a society that always demonizes gay and always demonizes trans people. It's so ridiculous to me. I don't understand why a lot of people just can't be themselves. I don't understand why a lot of people sit over here and, crucify men for liking trans women, crucify men for liking gay men, or crucify men for just liking what they like. I always say this. I always advocate for this. Do what makes you happy. Everybody has the same 24 hours as Beyonce. I'm not saying that you have the same money as Beyonce. I'm not saying that you have the same talent as Beyonce. I'm not saying that you're in the same tax bracket as Beyonce, but Beyonce's a human being and she's gonna do everything that she wants to do in this life because this is her life and she's walking her own path, and she always gets what she wants because she's always working hard for it. You cannot stop just because somebody is threatening to sit over here and take away your rights and threatening to erase your transness. This is the time for you to keep going hard. This is the time for you to keep fighting for yourself, and this is the time for you to sit over here and buckle up, because it's gonna get real. You think we're gonna sit over here and always, be sitting over here going in rainbows and sunshine? No, girl, I'm sorry that I'm starting, but it's gonna get ghetto, and I'm not going nowhere. I go every day, walking in my work, and I walk in my job. I don't care about these people not liking me. There's people who do not like me. I don't need your validation. I'm validated in my own skin. I'm validated in my own stuff. I'm a black trans woman. I don't need no hormones to feel validated enough. I don't need no surgeries to feel validated enough. If I don't get those surgeries, oh well. I don't understand why a lot of people are advocating for this stuff. I don't understand why a lot of people are advocating for surgeries and hormones. What I'm telling y'all to do is to love yourself in this time, because it's finna get dark and this man is threatening to take away your hormones. And a lot of people act like it's not going to affect the trans adults. It's coming for you. He's coming for you. He's coming for all of us. It's stuff like this.
And folks still out here worried about genders making transitions. Some of you men will be better off becoming a woman, so at least we could begin to understand the in you. You got parents out here kicking out their kids for their sexuality, but protecting the school shooter. You got folks outside of abortion clinics holding up signs telling folks they going to hell, but I have yet to see a protest on the front line at the home of a. You rather teach your daughter what she can and cannot wear, but not teach your son how to respect the female. You once judged your daughter's boyfriend for committing theft just so he could feed his brothers and sisters. Meanwhile, your company has embezzled millions for years for greed. You got people out here judging folks that go to public school, but it turns out private schools like to keep things a little too private. And you want to use the Bible to unjustify their sins, and you want to skip over the ones that taunt yours. And you have folks that literally stood on the front line for this country and can't even come home and get some peace. And you say they the ones with the mental health issues, but our government sent missiles over to a whole nother country because they ain't like they attitude. But that's neither here nor there. And you trying to tell me that if I have a baby daddy, I gotta be the one to force him to pay child support, and he don't have to worry about it. But a room full of men can make decisions on what a woman can and cannot do with her body. Tell me something. At what point will we be for real, like this, or at least realize that we worried about the wrong damn business? I'm starting to think y'all don't want peace.
I say this a lot. It's bigger things for that man to sit over here and worry about than somebody transitioning and changing their gender. It's way more problems in this generation. There's way more problems in this nation than somebody changing their gender. Why are you so worried about somebody else's life? I don't understand it. I don't understand any of this stuff. I don't understand it. This is the main reason why I keep deleting my social media, because I don't like negativity. I don't like indulging in this negativity, but I need to keep up with, society. I need to keep up with what's going on in the world, because I want to advocate and I want to change the world for the better. I'm not going to give up. I took a break off of social media because I need to regroup and I need to rethink about my content. I need to rethink about what I need to be talking about. I need to be talking about what's going on in the world. I say this a lot. You are iconic and you are the only person walking your path, okay? I love each and every one of you, and I'm advocating for each and one of you to love yourselves, and advocating for each one of you to keep fighting your fight and keep walking your battle and keep walking your path, because you're the only one walking and you're the only one dealing with your path. A lot of people will truly never understand trans people, but it's not for them to understand, it's for them to get educated on. And that's the problem with this community. Nobody wants to educate the straight community. Nobody wants to educate these people on why we are human beings, why we deserve our hormones, why we would deserve our respect. A lot of people think that trans women are trying to invade women's spaces. No, we're just trying to be included in women's spaces. We're just trying to be included in what we feel we're assigned at as birth. I feel that I'm a trans woman. I feel that I'm a woman. I feel that I'm a different form of a woman. I just wish that people could understand me. I wish a lot of people could respect me for me being me. I understand that that's never going to happen, especially in this generation. I understand that that's not going to happen in the time that we're living in right now. But I understand that this is not what's going to make me me. What's going to make me me is continually fighting my battle. I'm Alizea. I'm black and I'm trans and I'm beautiful. And this video is way too long already, but I'm telling you guys, buckle up, okay, sisters? It's funny to get ghetto. It's funny to get ghetto. And I stuttered. I've been talking in circles, but I love you guys, okay? I'm warning you guys. Lord, it's finna get so bad. It's finna get so bad. Every time I open the internet, every time I open my Instagram, it's breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Like, why? I don't want to go through another 4 years of this. I don't. I've already dealt with this stuff of him threatening my life. That's the main reason why it was so hard for me to transition, because a lot of people didn't understand me as a trans woman. I know who I am. I'm black and I'm trans and I'm beautiful and I'm not going nowhere. I love you guys, okay? Stay strong and stand 10 toes down in your transition. Don't give up just because somebody threatening your transition and threatening to cancel your hormones, threatening to do this and do that. I'm telling you right now, you might have to be a T.S. Madison and, walk that path, girl, to get the hormones, girl. If I gotta do that, I gotta do that, girl. Girl, Lord, it's ghetto, but I love you guys. Street Nicki Minaj, I am back on YouTube, girl. I'm so sorry that I took 4 days off. I had to regroup, girl. A lot was going on in my personal life, girl. I'm gonna talk to y'all about it sooner or later, but I love you guys. Street Nicki Minaj. My name is Alizea. I'm your ghetto black transsexual, and I'm not going nowhere, girl. Mr. Orange Man, you thought you was gonna sit over here and erase me as a trans woman, girl. I just got started. I just got started. You better buckle up, girl, because I'm finna get on your Explore You page on my cell, girl. Bada bing, bada boom.